Greetings, makers. Today we're going to turn some simple paper into handmade magic. Thank you for joining today with me here on this very cold Monday morning. And I am here in my craft room with Penny, my pup. And I've got the little room heater going on because my husband keeps the heat cold, and I just get so cold so easily. And so I've got my own personal little heater going on in my room. And of course, my puppy just loves to lay in front of it and soak up all that heat. Today, we are going to make a card using the Endless Love bundle. And so here it is. This is our Endless Love. And we're going to be using some of the stamps from here. We're going to use the XO, and we're going to use the heart stamps. We're also going to be using the die. So we're going to use, we've used this big heart die, as well as cutting out the X and the O. And then for Happy Valentine's Day, I'm using the Valentine Kisses stamp set, and I'm using this Happy Valentine's Day right here. So I already have everything pulled out. I did my cutting and my die cutting earlier in order that this would not take so much time. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to use a card layout from our catalog for January through April 2026. So this is the mini catalog, and I was flipping through it, and I was like, well, I really want to do use a different kind of layout. So I was flipping through, and I found this layout here on page 19, and I thought, this is what I'm going to do. Mine, it isn't exactly like it, but I'm using this as my foundation for inspiration to make my Valentine's card. So let me pull up, and I'm going to show you what the card looked like. So this is, excuse me, this is what we are going to make, this Happy Valentine's Day card. And we're using the paper, and I don't remember what the name of the paper is called. Give me a second. Here it is. It is the Made with Love Designer Series paper, and this came as a bundle, a suite, I guess is what they call it when you get a whole bunch of different things. You got this. I got some bubble gum ribbon, but I put it away, and so I can't show you that. It also came with these assortment of Valentines, and they're just like little foam pieces. You have some hearts, envelopes, some little lips, and some like sprinkles that come with it. And then you can glue them onto your page. We're not going to use them today, but this came as part of the suite, along with that bubble gum ribbon, but I just don't have it available where I can show you because I did put it away. Anyway, this is the Designer Series paper. It's so pretty. This is my favorite paper with the hearts and the arrows. And on the back, it has more hearts, and they're like an ombre. Okay. And then we have the XO. This is what we're going to be using today. And on the back of it, stripes. Okay, and then we have this flower piece. We're going to use this also today for our card. It's like the bubblegum pink. And on the back is kind of like a, to me it looks like almost like calypso coral. I don't think that's the color though. So you have these little hearts. I love this paper too with the little hearts. On the back is some dots. Okay, we have more hearts. And then on the back is kind of like some dashes and dots. And I think, oh no, there is this paper, which I really love. Okay, it's a Flirty Flamingo, real red, super, super cute. And on the back is just more little hearts. Okay, anyway, that is our Designer Series paper with the bundle, and this was Made with Love, and the suite itself is called Endless Love. All right, so, and it is on the mini catalog, and let's see if I can find where it is in the mini catalog. It's going to be later. How about we use the index in the back to find out where it may be at? All right, so we're going to look at Endless Love is on page 31. Let's just come over there. And there we go. So this is the suite. You get the stamp set. You get an embossing folder, which I haven't used yet. We have some dies, some treat bags, ribbon, and then the little assortments, the little foam pieces, which are really cute to use. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on making this card. All right, so here we have all the pieces. Let me show you what I did. All right, so we're going to start off with a piece of basic white, and it's cut by 4.5 by 11. We have, this is for the insert inside the card. This is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. We have our first piece of designer series paper, and you have to be careful because this is actually directional. Has hearts, and they just go in one direction. And this is cut to 4 by 1. And then we have this piece of the pink bubble gum with the flowers. This is 3.5 by 2.5. Okay. This is the embossed piece that I used for the front, and I cut it at 5 1/4 by 4.5, and then I embossed it with the Plaid embossing folder, which was from the September through December mini catalog. So this is a die that came out last fall, but I just got it, so I am using it. Okay, so then I die cut the pieces. I have the very large heart with the little holes in it. Okay, I cut out the X and the O, and then I have this piece of white, basic white, and I cut it at, it was about 3.5 inches long, and this is about 1/2 inch wide. Basically is like when I cut down my cardstock, I get the end pieces that are, when I cut it down to like 5 1/4 or 5 1/4 by 4, I end up with these little strips, and this is basically one of the little strips, and then I flagged it at both ends. And you can see I already stamped Happy Valentine's Day from the Valentine Kisses bundle, and I stamped it in real red because I wanted it to stand out against the strawberry slush. I'm sorry, this was the cardstock I used for the heart with strawberry slush, but I wanted the Valentine's Day to kind of pop out from the heart, right? So let's go ahead and get started putting this card together. I said we're going to start with the embossed piece, and what I'm going to do is let's go ahead and glue down our designer series cardstock. So I'm going to use my liquid glue, and we're going to go ahead and just do try to be kind of thin, because you don't want it to kind of squish out when you put your card down, or your cardstock down, designer series paper down, something like that. All right, so I'm going to just come over here, making sure that my hearts are in the right direction, and then we're just going to go ahead and kind of put that on the cardstock. Okay, and then let's see, we're going to do the same now with the bubblegum pink flowers. Okay. And I'm going to overlap them, but I want to leave enough so that the spacing seems about the same. Okay, I hope that's straight. I always think things are straight, and then when I go back and look at them later, I'm like, they're not very straight. Okay, So before I put this on the card, I want to go ahead and glue these pieces down. I'm going to start by with this because I want to make my X and my O kind of like match up to the line of the Happy Valentine's Day. So let me grab some wet glue. All right, so let's go ahead. And I just want to kind of put it at kind of a little bit of an angle. Let's move it up a little. Okay, there we go. That looks good. And then this, I just want to make sure my X and my O kind of like line up at that same angle. You don't have to, but I just kind of liked the way it looked. So it's not going to line, mine are not going to line up with the bottom, the edge of the heart, because I want it to line up with the line here. Okay, so we're just kind of like, there we go. And I love the way the O cuts out with the little heart in the center of the O to make the O shaped. And then same thing, I want to make it line up with this way the Valentine is going. Just a little bit. There we go. All right, there we go. And so now I'm going to grab some dimensionals. Excuse me while I grab dimensionals. And we're going to put them on the back of the heart. And I used quite a few. You don't need to probably use as many as I did. I just wanted to make sure it didn't get too thing. Grab my take your pick tool. Oops, I have it. The spatula versus the thing. So we're just going to go ahead and pop the backings off. And now we're going to place this on our card. And I kind of put it at an angle because I kind of know. I just kind of like everything else was straight. So I wanted my heart at an angle. That was just my personal preference. Okay, you don't have to do your personal, you don't have to do yours that way. So now I'm getting ready to glue this to the front of my card. This is a very simple card, but I think it's so pretty. When I finished it the other day, just kind of playing around to see how I can get this to do, I thought it just turned out super pretty. And I'm putting more glue on the back of this because there's so much embossing. I want to make sure it really sticks to my card front, or my card base. All right, so that looks about right. So I'm just going to press it down. I'm not going to try not to slide it around. Okay, and there we go. So now we're ready to do the inside of our card. So what I'm going to use is strawberry slush. Now on the inside of my card, I didn't put anything particularly fancy. I'm going to start with the XO, and it's much bigger than the XO that was cut out. Okay, so you can, if you wanted to keep that same shape and that same, you could cut these out and then glue them down. I just didn't do that. I wanted to use the stamps. So I'm just going to put it at the bottom of my card, the XO. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my hearts. And these hearts also came from the stamp set, the Endless Love. And I'm just going to put these up in the corner. And then because I love to decorate my envelopes, I'm going to grab my envelope. And I'm just going to add some hearts to the front of my envelope. Okay. And let me close my ink so I don't get it all over me. All right, so now it's time to add this to the inside of my card. So let me flip that over. Okay. And add some glue. Oops, I got that way far away from the edge. I want it to be not too close, but not so far away. All So let's go ahead and add that to our card. My dog is snoring. I hope she's not. That's not coming up on the video. She is quite the snoring dog. Oops. Let's go ahead and burnish this. Gotta line it up. And there we go. We have a happy Valentine's Day card that you can give to a friend, to a loved one, to your significant other, to your best friend. I think it is so pretty. I love the strawberry slush with the pink bubble gum. I just think this is such a pretty card. And like I said, just got the layout from the mini catalog. So there you go. Not quite in terms of the same sizing, but pretty close. I like just using the idea for the layout. So anyway, just remember that during this month of January, when you spend $75 or more in the online store, you are going to be eligible for the product of the month, which is a stamp set. Let me see if I'm going to show it to you real quick. It is the Fabulous Sayings, super pretty font for the sentiments that they have on here. Also remember, for every $50 that you spend, you'll receive a $5 coupon that you'll be able to redeem starting February 3rd. So good opportunity to get some of those supplies that you've been wanting and add them to your card and get those coupons. And again, if you spend $50 in my store, I will send you a card kit to make 4 cards. So I thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate you watching my video. If you have the inkling, I hope you will subscribe, that you will like the video, share it, and at least leave a comment. I really am interested in hearing what y'all have to say about the cards. And thank you so much again for joining me.